trained as a spy since childhood. He has become North Korea's most dangerous weapon. His final mission, to infiltrate South Korea's elite and uncover their darkest secrets. But he won't be going in alone. He's backed by fake parents. And from here, the mission begins.
Inside the terminal, a crowd of people bustles through the lobby. Moving with the flow is a man in his late 40s, wearing a bold, floral Hawaiian shirt. A woman of medium height, her black hair in curls, walks beside him. Between them is a young man in a blue sweatshirt, managing a large suitcase and a fanny pack. They exit the airport together, the very picture of a family, a father, mother, and son. The father takes a deep, dramatic breath. Wow, the air in South Korea is really different. The mother gives a light, nervous chuckle. Honey, you shouldn't say things like that. We could get in trouble. But the young man groans, addressing them both. Comrades, was it necessary to wear such ridiculous clothes? The mother pats his head and pulls him into a hug. My handsome young son, she says softly but firmly. You can't talk like that here either. A short while later, the family is in a taxi, leaving the airport. They pass incredible sights, the Seoul Tower, the Spiral Tower, and other massive skyscrapers. The father points at each one with uncontrollable excitement. His mood fills the entire cab. The mother is amused. The son is annoyed. The taxi driver watches with a friendly smile. The father whips off his sunglasses and laughs. Are all the buildings in South Korea this huge? The mother remains cheerfully pleasant. The son sinks into his seat, utterly embarrassed. The taxi driver laughs. Sir, has it been a long time since your last visit to Seoul? The father answers with pure joy. This is our first time. The driver is completely stunned. Your first? Before he can finish, a hand suddenly grabs the father's head from behind and yanks him backward. It's the mother. She quickly points out the window. Just look at how beautiful that architecture is, she exclaims, creating a distraction. The confused driver glances with a side eye. The father is now sitting perfectly still and silent, just staring out the window. The mother forces another nervous laugh. The young man just keeps frowning and looking outside. Soon they arrive at their new home. It's a breathtaking skyscraper with tall, majestic towers. The mother gasps, "What a wonderful place to live." The father replies, "That apartment cost more than $4 million. Hearing the amount, the young man can only think, incredible. As they approach the entrance, a security guard stops them. Which unit are you visiting? I'll need to issue a visitor's pass. All three of them pause to look at the guard. The mother offers a polite bow. With a massive grin, the father points straight up to the top of the building. The penthouse, the biggest one. It's our home. The security guard's face freezes in absolute shock. We just moved in last month, the mother clarifies. The guard can only stand there, sweeting buckets. The scene cuts to a wide shot of Seoul International High School. In a classroom, the teacher makes an announcement. Class, we have a new transfer student joining us today. The students murmur in surprise. A transfer in the middle of the semester and into their advanced class? This gets everyone's attention, even the students in the very back row. His placement in our advanced class speaks about his qualifications, the teacher says. I expect you all to be welcoming. She turns. The floor is yours. Introduce yourself. The young man is silent for a moment. Then he speaks. My name is Kang Jian. Please take care of me. A girl in the back, Liara, exclaims, He's so cool, totally my type. Her friends giggle. Looks like Liara is already interested. The teacher interjects, Let's settle down. We have a lesson to begin. Kang Jian takes a seat next to a student with red hair. The boy and his friend shoot him a dark, ominous look. The teacher calls on him. Kang Jian, this is a second-year advanced class. Can you keep up? Kang Jian says nothing. Then, the teacher says, pointing to the board, perhaps you can solve this problem for us. Kang Jian doesn't stand up. He just looks at the complex equation for a single second. From his seat, he states, the answer is 224. The teacher is shocked. What? Other students scramble to solve it. A moment later, a girl raises her hand. He's right. The answer is 224. The teacher is amazed. You solved a high-level sequence in your head? That fast? The red-haired student stares in complete disbelief. Liara grins widely. Even better. Oblivious to the reaction, Kang Jian remains quiet. But one thought burns in his mind. I will complete my mission. A flashback begins. A young, scrawny Kang Jian is panting heavily, forced to keep running under the watch of a military officer. Next, he struggles with a mountain of high-level books, an armed officer supervising him. His training turns to combat. He hammers a knife into a tree, practicing patterns under strict surveillance. 3 targets on trees are shot with absolute precision. Now older and stronger, Kang Jian runs the same course with power and ease, not even winded. The scene cuts to a sparring match. A scar-faced officer stands across from him. In a flash, Kang Jian dashes forward to attack. The officer blocks the knife strike and counters with a vicious kick. Kang Jian barely stops it with his forearm. The impact forces him to crouch. The officer uses the opening to swing his knife toward Kang Jian's head. Kang Jian drops backward to dodge, but he's not fast enough. The blade slashes his forehead. They reset, and the fierce sparring continues. A different flashback. Kang Jian stands at attention in a military uniform. A superior officer barks, Agent 7, your mission is in South Korea. He warns, this deep cover operation will take at least 10 years. Your objective is to infiltrate the South Korean upper class. Kang Jian is visibly shocked. You will build powerful connections in politics and economics. Then, you will become a sleeper agent and await orders from the party. A single drop of sweat runs down Kang Jian's temple. The officer shouts, do you understand? Kang Jian snaps a sharp salute. Yes, sir. As he holds the salute, 2 officers approach. They are the man and woman from the airport. These are your comrades on this mission, the officer states. Kang Jian turns to look at them. Both agents bow in perfect unison. The 3 of them stand in a heavy, tense silence. Back in the present, the father gazes out the penthouse window at the sparkling city skyline. The mother walks up behind him. Will he ever believe our lie? She asks, her voice filled with worry, on the verge of tears. The father turns and sees her sad expression. He pulls her into a comforting embrace. We must be patient, he assures her. We can't rush this. He looks back at the city. For now, what matters is that he is out. He is free from that hellhole. That is enough for now.
Kang Jian sat at his desk, completely surrounded by a group of chatting girls. One of them leaned in to inform him that Liara had her eyes on him. Puzzled, Kang Jian glanced around the room, trying to spot the person they were referring to. The girls, however, didn't give him time to look. They immediately began bombarding him with questions. Why did you transfer in the middle of the year? How did you even get into this school? Where are you from, anyway? Their curiosity quickly turned personal. One girl speculated that since he'd come from abroad, his father must work for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, maybe in England or America. Overwhelmed, Kang Jian couldn't manage a single response under the relentless questioning. Just then, another student approached. The circle of girls immediately parted and bowed respectfully, making way for Liara herself. She walked confidently up to Kang Jian, hands on her hips, and greeted him with a warm smile. Hello, she said, introducing herself with her full name, Liara. Without waiting for a reply, she took charge of the conversation. Your name is Kang Jian, right? Kang Jian stayed silent, his gaze fixed on her. His mind flashed back to a memory, a classified file he had studied back during his training. He remembered scrutinizing documents filled with details about Liara. He was totally focused when the dad comrade entered, holding a huge stack of more papers. These are more target files. Study them. This is much more than we anticipated. Be cautious. He dropped the stack onto the floor with a thud. Understood, Kang Jian said in a sharp, military style. The dad comrade frowned. First, Change the way you speak. You sound like a soldier. You need to blend in. Sound like you're from here. Understood. Without breaking his stiff demeanor, Kong Jian responded, yes. Back in the present, Kong Jian recognized Liera. For him, she was priority number one. The daughter of South Korea's largest corporation, Samjong Group. His mission was clear. Get close to her, gain her trust, and eventually extract corporate secrets. Seeing him silent for so long, Liera asked, are you always like this? Always tight-lipped. Kong Jian reminded himself of his mission and prepared to interact, but then she pulled out her phone. What's your Instagram? I'll follow you. Our spy MC was absolutely stunned. He didn't know what Instagram was. The only Insta he knew was instant failure. The girls grew curious. You don't have an Instagram? One asked. Another joked. Did you crawl here from North Korea? Liera sighed and extended her hand. Fine, just give me your phone. I'll put my number in. But our spy's stunning lack of basic preparation shows that he didn't have a phone either. Sweat beaded on his forehead. This was a disaster. His mission was crumbling before it had even begun. Liera and the other girls stared in disbelief. You don't have a phone? She asked, half amused, half concerned. Are you a caveman? Shaking her head in disappointment, she turned and walked away. Kong Jian stood paralyzed. He had failed. Miserably. Nearby, the red-haired boy and his friend laughed mockingly. Other classmates whispered among themselves, some guessing his parents were overly strict. Within moments, everyone who had crowded around him had drifted away. For the rest of the day, Kong Jian could only replay the humiliating words in his mind. North. Instagram. Cell phone. Defeat. After school, he walked home like a zombie, those same words echoing over and over. He was so lost in thought that he barely noticed the commotion around him until loud noises snapped him back to reality. He turned his head and saw bodyguards standing by super expensive cars. Then, a classmate walked past him, a young lady with long black hair, eyes stuck to the ground. Kong Jian recognized her, priority 0, even above Liera. But before he could react, a massive bodyguard blocked his view. The guy was huge, way bigger than RMC. Almost mockingly, the bodyguard looked down at him. Kong Jian didn't back down. He glared back with the same intensity. Nearby, guards opened a Lexus door. One by one, bodyguards got into luxury cars. Liera walked with her guards toward another car. They all bowed, thanking their benefactors for their hard work at school. The whole convoy of luxury cars rolled away while Kong Jian just stood there, stunned by the blatant display of wealth. Just as he was about to move, a hand suddenly swiped toward his face. It was the red-haired guy. Move it, he said, but our spy MC dodged easily with lightning reflexes. The guy was shocked. What the hell? Kong Jian didn't say a word, just stared silently, teeth gritted. You're annoying, the red-haired guy said. Then his own bodyguard bowed to him and opened the door of a Mercedes G-Wagon. After all the rich kids left, the other students began crossing the road. Kong Jian stood there processing everything, when suddenly a gloomy guy with a fringe covering his eyes called out to him. From his intel, Kong Jian knew this was Jang Dongwu, grandson of the Minister of Justice. His father? Seoul's district prosecutor. His mother? Chief judge of Seoul High Court. His entire family was law enforcement royalty. The road always gets hectic when these rich kids leave, Dongwu said. Noticing our guy had no car, he offered him a ride. Kong Jian thought for a minute. Dongwu backtracked. Sorry, maybe I overstepped. But our MC accepted. I'd appreciate it. The gloomy guy beamed. In the car, Dongwu asked for his address. Our MC said, Bampo Blue Tower. Dongwu smiled. You live in a really nice place. He introduced himself fully. Our MC did too. The car ride was mostly quiet until Jang Dongwu, fidgeting nervously, brought up the math problem from class. How did you solve that so quickly? He asked. Before our MC could answer, Jang Dongwu backtracked, apologizing for prying. But our MC saw an opportunity. Do you want me to tutor you? I can teach you to solve it mentally. Jang Dongwu was overjoyed, giggling excitedly. Our MC allowed himself a small internal chuckle. The mission might go smoothly after all. Then Jang Dongwoo asked the question that brought back the panic. But is it really true that you don't use Instagram and don't have a phone? Kang Jian froze, sweat pouring down his face again. Elsewhere, Liera was being driven home in a blue Rolls-Royce. She turned to her bodyguard, who was also her driver. "There's a new transfer student," she said. "I want to know more about him." The bodyguard suggested a full investigation by the strategy department, but Liera declined. She just wanted to know if Kang Jian was safe to be around. The bodyguard assured her he'd have a report ready by that night. Liera smiled to herself, already intrigued. Back at the high-rise apartment, the mom comrade greeted Kang Jian with a super warm welcome. "My son, you're home," she said loudly. Kang Jian was shocked. Without breaking character, she said, "If I greet you, you should say something back. Like, I'm home from school, Ma." The dad comrade stayed quiet, reading a paper. Blushing with embarrassment, Kang Jian muttered, "I'm home, Mom," making fun of his embarrassment. The mother also started to speak it really loudly. But then, diverting the topic, she started to push him and asked him to go check out his room. Kang Jian could not understand what was happening, but the mom assured that he will realize it once he sees it. When he entered, he was stunned. The room was beautifully furnished with a study desk, shelves, decorative elements, a comfortable bed, and even a calisthenics bar. A laptop, tablet, and smartphone sat on the desk. "Are we allowed to use operational funds like this?" he asked quietly. The mom giggled. "It's all for the mission. We have to look incredibly wealthy." Kang Jian picked up the smartphone, examining it carefully. "Do you know what Instagram is?" he asked, addressing her formally as ma'am. She looked just as clueless as he was. But then the dad comrade walked in with a smug look, pointing at himself with a big smile. "Don't worry," he said confidently. "I'll teach you all about Instagram." The mom giggled. Kang Jian was confused. Later that night, we see Liera, extremely sweaty after a heavy workout. She was running at night, grinding for that baddie body. Her bodyguard approached and handed her a file. "It's about Kang Jian's father," he said. "Steve Kang, Korean-American, CEO of a cryptocurrency called 11 Coin, one of the top 5 in the world. Estimated net worth, over 30 billion. His company has also expanded rapidly into security and networking in the USA and Japan. China is showing interest as well." Liera read the report, then closed it. The bodyguard asked if she wanted a deeper investigation. "No need for further investigation," she said, smiling charmingly. "He seems decent enough." The next day at Seoul International High School, our guy is just sitting at his desk, cool as a cucumber. And right there, out in the open for everyone to see, is his brand new smartphone. He's got this little smirk on his face, watching everyone else chat away, totally unaware. Liera turns her head and spots him just sitting there, all still and calm with his phone on the desk. He glances around, trying to be sneaky, checking if anyone's noticed his new toy. Era sees right through it and gives a slight, knowing smile. She can totally see how excited he is. He catches her looking and freezes for a second. Then suddenly he picks up the phone and starts casually showing it off in his hand. Era watches, totally amused, and lets out a soft chuckle. But then, the gloomy guy, Jang Dongwoo, who sits right in front of him, turns around and his eyes go wide. "You got a phone," he says, his voice full of excitement. Our guy, controlling his excitement, just casually says, "Yeah." And out of nowhere, an arm slides around Jang Dongwoo's shoulder. He jumps. It's the red hair guy, Go Jin-suk. He leans in with a taunting tone. "Wait, what? You two became friends already." He smirks, looking right at our MC. Jang Dongwoo looks super uncomfortable and stutters out a weak, "Yeah," explaining that our guy agreed to help him with math. Jin-suk's muscular lackey, Huang Woo-young, is just staring daggers this whole time. Our MC stays quiet, just watching. Then Jin-suk speaks up loudly, "Yeah, right? You need to study hard, but I've got some business with this guy, so you can leave." He says it while patting Dongwoo's head like he's a dog. Dongwoo just nods quietly and scurries away, while our MC stays seated, observing everything. Jin-suk smirks, feeling all superior, and our guy takes it all in. In his head, He's flipping through those training documents. This guy's Go Jin-suk, second son of Go Young-chan, the leader of the Liberty Party and a four-term National Assembly member. A political heavyweight currently #1 in presidential approval ratings. And the lackey next to him? That's Huang Woo-young, eldest son of Huang Jiqiu, chairman of Daejeon Group, ranked 30th in the business world. Their focus? The global sports industry. Our spy MC just presses his lips together into a gentle smile and asks, all polite, "Want me to tutor you guys in math too?" Both bullies just look at him with pure disgust and confusion. Jin-suk scoffs, walks away, and orders his lackey to, quote, make him less annoying. So Woo-young plants himself right in front of our MC's desk. He puts his hand on our guy's shoulder and starts in with, listen here, transfer student, the most important thing here is knowing your place. He leans in real close. Stay quiet and don't stand out. Then he grips our MC's shoulder hard and delivers his final line. Got it. Our MC's eyes drop to the hand on his shoulder, and a cold vibe just washes over him. He started emitting a dark, cold aura, his veins popping in anger as he delivers a lightning-fast chop to the lackey's throat. The lackey gasps for air, a visible dent in his neck, as our MC flicks his hand dismissively and stares him down with ice-cold eyes. And then we snap back to reality. It was all in his head. A daydream. The lackey is perfectly fine, still asking, got it, with his hand still on his shoulder. Our MC calms himself down and asks, super politely, what does it mean to not stand out? Woo-young is visibly frustrated. What? And then, in a flash, our MC grabs the lackey's wrist, the one on his shoulder, and squeezes it hard. A shocking wave of pain shoots through Woo-young's body, forcing him to his knees right there in front of the desk. He looks up, completely confused and in agony. Our MC keeps that mocking smile on his face and asks, is this how you become friends here? From his desk in the corner, Jin-suk watches, completely stunned and confused. Our MC lets go of the wrist. Woo-young stumbles back to his feet, his face red with anger, veins bulging on his forehead. He clenches his fist and yells, you bastard, you want to die, as he throws a punch straight at our MC's face. But our guy is completely calm. He doesn't even flinch. His eyes just flick up to the security camera in the corner of the classroom. A flashback hits him. He's with Dad Comrade in a room packed with monitors and confidential files. Screens are showing live feeds from all over South Korea. Dad Comrade is explaining. In South Korea, there are video recording devices in almost every space. He clicks a mouse, and footage of a classroom pops up on a big screen. Our MC was stunned. Where is this? Dad Comrade just smirked. Your classroom. Then he clicked through more feeds. The basketball court, the teacher's office, the school auditorium with a giant piano, the library, the huge soccer yard. He boasted, breaking into something like this is nothing, laughing proudly. Our MC was amazed. Comrade, I knew you were North Korea's top computer expert, but Dad Comrade cut him off, his demeanor turning cold. He warned him to fix his way of talking. He was slipping out of character again. Our MC snapped to attention, shouting, yes. Then came the final order. You absolutely must not resort to violence here. Remember, everything is recorded. Our MC nodded firmly. Back in the present, the lackey's punch is flying toward his face. But our spy is way too quick. He just shifts his head slightly to the left, and the punch whizzes past, missing completely. The lackey is stunned. Then, still seated, our MC grabs his own desk and shoves it forward hard. It slams right into Woo-young's stomach, sending him stumbling backward until he crashes into another desk. He's holding his stomach, furious. You bastard, he snarls. Suddenly, a sharp voice echoes through the room. Stop it. It's Lee-era, standing with her friends. The lackey freezes and looks at her. Era scolds him. Are you going to act so low class now? She's visibly frustrated. Then another voice chimes in from the corner. It's Jin-suk, still lounging at his desk. The transfer student doesn't know our rules. Then he needs education. He says it like he's annoyed. Lee-era shouts back at both of them to stop. You guys look pathetic. The muscular lackey is boiling with frustration. He gets right up in our MC's face and growls, "Let me talk to you separately later." Our MC feigns confusion. Separately? Just the two of us. Then he breaks into a mocking grin. When Woo Young grinds his teeth in fury but just turns and goes back to his seat next to Jin Suk. Our MC watches the red-haired guy, thinking he's a high-priority target. I need to get close to him. But how? The scene cuts to the next period. A blonde foreign teacher walks in, greeting everyone with a big, cheerful hello. Our MC is still lost in thought, looking upset and frustrated. Target go Jin Suk. What'd I do to get closer to him? The teacher spots him and asks excitedly if he'll be able to keep up with the native language class since he transferred mid-semester. Still distracted, our MC answers without thinking. In perfect, clear English, "Don't worry about that." The teacher is visibly shocked by his fluent English and amazing pronunciation. He praises our guy and asks about his history with the language. Our MC replies simply, "I attended an international school in New York. I transferred to Korea for my father's business." The whole class is stunned into silence. Jang Dongwoo looks over with a bright, hopeful smile. The teacher applauds our MC and tells everyone they should talk to him to improve their skills, especially since his pronunciation is totally American style. Our MC blushes, smiling awkwardly as everyone claps for him. Liera is looking at him, smiling at how flustered and cute he looks. Meanwhile, Jin Suk and his lackey are visibly fuming. They're shooting daggers at him, their faces twisted in annoyance and frustration, veins practically popping on their foreheads. After class ends, a group of girls immediately surrounds our MC, gushing over his amazing pronunciation. One says, "He has better pronunciation than the teacher." Another asks, "If you're from New York, why didn't you mention it yesterday?" They're bombarding him with questions. He's totally stunned by the attention. To divert them, he quickly holds up his new blue phone. The girls just look confused. Then, a hand reaches in and smoothly takes the phone from him. It's Liera. She examines it and acknowledges his choice, mentioning that this model is from her father's company. So she approves. Our MC smiles internally, chuckling to himself. Mission accomplished. I really am the greatest spy. Meanwhile, Liera is scrolling through his Instagram feed, and she looks confused. There's a picture of him and his parents in Korea. Then another with them in front of the Eiffel Tower in Paris in the exact same pose. Then another on a safari in Africa, same pose. And another on a street in Japan, again the exact same pose. She looks up with a smile and says, "What a harmonious family." Our guy, beaming, says yes. But in his head, he's giving all the credit to Dad Comrade and his excellent computer skills. School's finally over, and our main character gets swept up in the crowd of students flooding the crossing just outside the gates. A huge line of luxury cars is parked up ahead, as usual, all waiting to take their elite kids home. He's scanning the crowd, looking for someone. And then he remembers the conversation from this morning, his dad being super excited, telling him to wait outside because he's come to pick him up in his brand new car. Meanwhile, his mom was in the background, teasing her husband for being so ridiculously happy about a simple school run. Just then, Priority Zero walks right past him. She doesn't even glance his way. She's clearly not interested. But right after her, Priority One, Liera, crosses his path. And she's actually smiling. She even turns around, gives him a charming, polite wave and says, "See you tomorrow." Our guy, he just looks back with a totally plain, Sigma face, gives a simple, cool and a casual wave back. But on the inside, he's chuckling. Target is showing interest in me. Mission going well. And of course, the two bullies are standing right behind him, watching this whole exchange, getting seriously irritated. Suddenly, a heavy hand lands on our MC's shoulder. It's the muscular lackey. He leans in close and growls, You're coming with us." Our guy just side-eyes him. It's Huang Woo-young. He glances to the other side. And yep, Go Jin Suk is there too. In his spy mind, he's calculating. These two are crucial for the mission. I need to get closer to them. This is an opportunity. So he asks, super politely, where to, as the two bullies start moving forward. The muscular lackey just barks back in frustration. Just get in the car while I'm asking nicely. Meanwhile, Go Jin-suk's personal bodyguard is bowing deeply to the two rich kids. The bodyguard swings open the door to Jin-suk's massive G-Wagon. Our MC is still just standing there, thinking it through. Right, this is it. A perfect opportunity to get closer. He finally moves to get in. But then, a car comes speeding towards them, out of nowhere. Everyone whips their head around, totally confused. It's a flashy, top-of-the-line red Ferrari. It screeches to a halt right next to the G-Wagon. The roof retracts, and oh no. It's a familiar face, waving like a maniac. It's Dad Comrade. In his new ride, he's shouting at the top of his lungs, "Son, I came to pick you up." Everybody is just stunned. The bully's eyes are practically popping out of their sockets. Who the heck is this guy? And our MC? He is visibly stunned and deeply, deeply embarrassed. Dad Comrade shouts again, even louder, "Dad's here." That's all it takes. Without wasting a single second, our MC power walks over to the Ferrari, dying of embarrassment. He leans in and quickly whispers to his dad, explaining the situation and his plan to go with his new friends. And Dad Comrade, he just beams with pure joy. You made new friends. Wonderful. You're going in their car? Excellent. He gives a huge, enthusiastic thumbs up to our MC and to the bullies. Our guy just sighs in total defeat and nods in agreement. The embarrassment is at maximum level. Dad Comrade then grabs his gear stick, shouts, "I'll see you at home. Come safely," and peels out in his Ferrari, leaving everyone in a cloud of dust. Our MC lets out a huge sigh of relief watching him go. Then he slowly turns around, bracing himself to see the bullies' reactions. And their reactions are not good. They're visibly furious that he just called them his friends. The muscular lackey is boiling with rage. Go Jin-suk is grinding his teeth and says he really does need some education. Cut to the highway. The G-Wagon is cruising down one of the lanes. The atmosphere inside the car is heavy, dead silent. Nobody's speaking. Everyone's just staring out their windows. Our guy is squeezed right next to the seething muscular lackey. He's thinking, where are they even taking me? Meanwhile, the lackey next to him is just sitting there, visibly trying to control his anger. Then a massive, ultramodern high-rise tower comes into view, and the car drives straight towards it. It pulls up right in front of the grand entrance. Everyone starts getting out. Our MC stays quiet, just taking in the huge building. His training kicks in, and he flips through his mental files. TJ's Sports Tower. The muscular lackey's father owns this entire building. Suddenly, the red-haired bully, Go Jin-suk, tells everyone to go on ahead. He'll catch up after handling some business. Our MC watches him go. But then, Jin-suk's bodyguard steps up to our guy and says his master ordered that he stay with him at all times. So he has to come along. Our MC turns confused. What? The bodyguard doesn't answer, he just stares. The muscular lackey and the bodyguard start walking into the tower, gesturing for him to follow. He's stunned and confused, but he agrees and follows them inside. Inside, it's revealed to be a massive, state-of-the-art MMA gym. Our guy steps onto the mat floor, thinking, a training facility? The muscular lackey is ahead of him, silent, but the anger radiating off him is palpable. The head coach of the gym immediately rushes over and greets the muscular lackey with a deep, respectful bow. The lackey asks, "Did you clear out cage 3 like I ordered?" The head coach bows again. "Yes, sir." Then the lackey orders him to make sure no one disturbs them. The head coach bows even deeper. Yes. Our MC is just confused, watching this whole subservient display. Suddenly, the head coach whispers to our MC, "Just apologize and admit you were wrong. I'll call an ambulance beforehand, so it's best if you just pass out quickly." Understood. Our MC just looks at the bowing coach, utterly confused. An ambulance? What? Then the muscular lackey shouts over in anger, "Why aren't you coming? Hurry up." Our MC gives him a stunned look, then quietly follows him and the bodyguard deeper into the gym. They all stop in front of a full-sized MMA octagon cage. The muscular lackey starts taking off his jacket. Then he rips off his shirt, revealing his incredibly muscular, fighters build with huge shoulders and traps. He starts putting on fighting gloves, getting ready. RMC looks on, visibly confused, watching him change and gear up. Meanwhile, from a viewing balcony overlooking the cage, a voice rings out. It's the red-haired guy, he says with excited laughter. Oh ho? It's been a while since someone came in here with that expression. Our spy MC looks up at him, his face plain, his eyes sharp and cold. He asks in a chill tone, "Am I supposed to spar with your friend?" The red-haired guy is shocked. Spy. Then he bursts into manic laughter. Yeah, right. Whether it's sparring or whatever, who cares? Our guy is shocked by his reaction, just quietly observing the laughing lunatic above him. Still laughing evilly, the red-haired guy says, "If you understand, then hurry up and sign the contract." Our MC is confused. Sign. The muscular lackey points at a document. Sign here. Our guy coldly glances down at the paper. It's a legal agreement for this match. It says it's a mutually agreed competition, so neither party can be held responsible for any physical damage, civilly or criminally. He reads it with a cold glance, then looks at the muscular guy. He turns back to the red-haired bully. "You want me to sign here?" The red-haired guy laughs. "Why? Are you scared?" He's clearly enjoying this. Our guy just looks back at him, completely calm and composed, and stands in silence. So the red-haired guy says, "If you get on your knees and bark like a dog, I'll let it slide this once." He has the face of a complete maniac, laughing loudly. Our guy just gives him a death stare, observing all this foolish chatter with cold eyes. The red-haired guy stops laughing. In his head, he's thinking, why no reaction? This guy's weird. Then, suddenly, our MC turns back to the paper and asks in a cold, serious voice, "This place doesn't have video recording, right?" Both bullies look at him, completely thrown by the question. "What?" Then our MC picks up the pen and signs the paper. As he signs it, he says, almost like he's genuinely concerned for them, "We absolutely have to fight." The red-haired guy shouts, "Did you have too much to drink? Can't you understand what I'm saying? Our Woo Young beats Korean champions. If he beats you up, you're dead." He's laughing hysterically. We see Woo Young stretching and smirking, loving the praise. Then, all of a sudden, our MC picks up the signed paper, turns it towards the muscular lackey, and says in a calm, cold voice, "You sign it too." The muscular lackey looks confused, but our MC is already unbuttoning his own jacket. "Hurry up," he says, pulling off his tie and fixing Woo Young with a calm, cold, deadly stare. We open inside the octagon. On one side, we've got Hwang Woo Young, all pumped up, stretching and flexing his muscles with this really arrogant, taunting smile. And then there's our main guy, completely the opposite. He's just quietly putting on his fighting gloves, looking super focused and serious, not paying the muscle show any attention. Then his eyes snap up, and he just locks onto Woo Young with this intense stare. The muscular guy sees it and just laughs. He's totally mocking him. "Look at this kid's expression," he says. He's completely frozen. He smirks and starts moving forward, still stretching, getting ready to throw the first punch. Our MC is just watching him, calm as a cucumber. And in his head, he's running through his options. What should I do with this cocky brat? His internal monologue is hilarious. Should I throw a straight punch to his face to knock him out? Nah, that'd probably kill him instantly. So that's out. Okay, maybe dodge his jab and deliver a powerful punch to his liver? No, that'd still kill him. Scratch that. Should I poke his eyes out? Of course not, that's too much. How about ending his lineage? You know, a kick to the family jewels? No, bad idea. A roundhouse kick to the face? No way. That'd dislocate his jaw permanently. Break his knee? No. Again, way too much. He's still there contemplating, thinking, how do I even educate this little brat? When, blink, the muscular lackey has already closed the distance between them. Woo Young makes a big, wild swing straight at our MC's face. But our guy doesn't even flinch. He just keeps staring straight into his eyes. The fist gets inches from his face, and with just a slight side eye, our MC looks at it, still not moving a muscle. Then, with some lightning-fast footwork, he just sidesteps and dodges it effortlessly. The lackey completely whiffs. Furious, the lackey pulls his other hand back and throws a lightning-fast uppercut. RMC just watches the fist coming and, with a simple, casual tilt of his head, he dodges it again. Cool as ice. Just pure aura farming in the middle of the fight. The lackey is completely confused. He can't believe his two biggest attacks just got dodged like it was nothing. RMC just stares him down, standing perfectly still. Up in the stands, both the bodyguard and the red-haired guy, Go Jin-suk, are stunned silent. Their eyes are wide open in shock. Woo-young jumps back, creating some distance. He gets this curious look on his face and asks, "Hey, have you done any sports, kid?" RMC just stands there, silent, ignoring him completely. This makes the muscular guy furious. "Bastard," he shouts. "Are you mute?" Again, RMC ignores him, just keeps up that intense stare. That really sets him off. "Stop mocking me, you bastard," he yells, and he swings another huge punch. But this time, whoosh, a quick flash moves faster than he can see. Smack! RMC delivers a massive slap right across Woo-young's face. The lackey just freezes, completely stunned and confused. You can already see a red, swollen mark blooming on his cheek. RMC is just standing there, hands still in the air from the slap. The sound of the slap echoes through the whole arena. The two spectators are just sitting there, jaws on the floor. Hwang Woo-young is visibly shaking with anger. Veins are popping on his forehead, his cheek is swelling up, and he grinds out, "You son of a bitch!" RMC just gives him a death stare, cracks his knuckles with a swift flick of his hand. That's it. Woo-young completely loses it. "I'm going to kill you," he screams, veins bulging, as he jumps in for another swing. And then, smack! Another slap lands even harder. He's shocked, doesn't even know where it came from. He stumbles back from the impact, shivering, struggling to just stay on his feet. Meanwhile, RMC is just there, standing aura farming. He's literally just looking down at him while Woo-young is trying not to fall over. Both his cheeks are swollen now, and he's grinding his teeth in fury. He manages to spit out, "Bastard," but before he can even finish, RMC swings one more time. Smack! This one is the biggest yet. The echo literally shakes the arena. The lackey's eyes roll back into his head, his knees hit the canvas, and then his giant body just slams down onto the floor. Knockout. It's over. The spectators' eyes are practically popping out of their skulls. They cannot believe what they just witnessed. Pure shock and surprise all over their faces. RMC is just standing over the knocked out guy and whispers to himself, "There shouldn't be any major problems. I went easy on him." Then, looking completely bored, he just steps out of the octagon. If there's nothing more to see, he says, "I'm leaving." He starts to open the cage door. But then a loud voice shouts, "Stay right there." It's Go Jin-suk. RMC looks up, confused. What now? We see the red-haired bully storming down the stairs, practically running towards RMC. He gets right up to him and starts applauding. With a big smile, he declares RMC as his new right-hand man. RMC is just baffled. What right-hand man? The red-haired guy turns to his bodyguard, super excited. This guy is really strong, right? The bodyguard just nods, still in a state of shock from the one-sided beatdown. RMC, still confused, keeps asking, what does a right-hand man even mean? But Go Jin-suk doesn't explain. Instead, he starts bragging about what a great position it is, leveraging his father's role in politics, getting more and more excited by the second. Our guy is just standing there, visibly confused, but he just nods along to the endless chatter. Finally, Go Jin-suk throws an arm around our MC's shoulders. "Let's go," he says cheerfully. "To celebrate, I'll treat you to dinner at a fancy place." Our MC is just baffled by this sudden, cheerful change in attitude. The red-haired guy is all excited, bragging about his dad as they walk away, and our MC, still confused, just agrees with a quiet yeah. Internally, he thinks, well, I guess I can count this as going according to plan. Cut to later that evening. Our MC gets back home and announces with the most tired, low-energy voice ever, "I'm back." "Son," she says, "I heard you made friends." His dad chimes in. "Did you behave well with your new friends?" Our MC, looking utterly exhausted, just nods slowly and says, yes, in a dead tone. His mom asks, what about dinner? With a gentle smile. Still tired, he replies, I ate with a friend. I'll rest first today. And he just quietly trudges off to his room. His mom looks at his dad with a worried, confused face like, what happened to him? But the dad just shrugs, equally clueless. Our MC closes his bedroom door and walks over to his neatly made bed. He turns around and just flops straight back onto it with a big, relieved phew. Internally, he's thinking, this mission really isn't easy. And that thought triggers a flashback. We're back at a super fancy, luxurious hotel restaurant. Our MC and Go Jin-suk are sitting across from each other. The red-haired guy is boasting. This is a 5-star restaurant with world-class Michelin chefs. My family comes here all the time, so don't be shy, eat a lot. Our MC, using perfect etiquette, cuts a piece of steak with his fork and knife and brings it to his mouth. The moment it hits his tongue, his internal voice just screams, IT melts. His face has this funny, utterly amazed expression. He's never tasted anything this good in his life. His mind is just on a loop. It's melting, it's melting, it's melting. Go Jin-suk bursts out laughing at the expressions he's making. Our MC composes himself and looks at Go Jin-suk, his mouth still full. In his mind, he's observing, is this the same guy from before? He's completely changed his behavior. Then, the red-haired guy starts talking about the right-hand man thing again. It's no big deal, be my right-hand man, he says. Our MC almost chokes on his steak. He thinks, so this is the cost of eating a high-end steak. Go Jin-suk continues, just stomp on any kids who try to climb up. Not that there are any like that now. Our MC quickly replies with a straight face, still chewing, I'm not into beating up weak kids for fun. The red-haired guy clarifies, weak kids don't try to climb up to me in the first place. Our MC looks confused and says, but what you did to Dongwoo is similar. Go Jin-suk is shocked. You mean Jang Dongwoo? Our MC nods. Yeah. The red-haired guy starts laughing uncontrollably. Dong Wo is weak? Our MC is just stunned by his reaction. Seeing his confusion, Go Jin-suk explains, back in middle school, I was the errand boy of Jang Dongwoo. Our guy asks, confused, what's an errand boy? Go Jin-suk says, you don't know? A bread shuttle? A loser? Still lost. Our MC just repeats, loser. Go Jin-suk sighs, realizing our guy doesn't know the rules. He explains, well, his family is Korea's top legal family. That guy's dad is the Central District Prosecutor General. This was before my dad became the party leader. Back then, I lived watching his every move, doing whatever he told me. I was his personal butler. Our MC is completely stunned. His mind is just blown by this reveal. Go Jin-suk finishes by saying, that's what Korea is like, a place where your parents' power becomes your strength. Our MC just sits there, frozen, trying to process this massive information bomb. And we cut back to the present. Our MC is still lying on his bed, replaying those words in his head. He lets out another sigh. This mission really is not easy. We see our main guy just completely drained. He's flat on his bed, one arm thrown over his forehead, totally lost in thought about what an absolutely exhausting day he's had. He lets out this huge, heavy sigh, just completely weighed down by all the crazy revelations. Suddenly, a soft creak from the door snaps him out of it. His attention shifts instantly. He looks over and sees Dad Comrade and Mom Comrade peeking through the door, their faces etched with pure concern and worry. Our MC is totally shocked and confused. What are they doing? Dad Comrade, his voice full of worry, asks, did something happen? And Mom Comrade adds, her voice gentle but anxious, what's wrong, son? If you're having a hard time, tell us about it. Our MC just listens, staying completely silent for a moment. He lowers his head, avoiding their eyes, and finally mumbles in a low, defeated tone, no, it's nothing. But his parents are still there, waiting silently, their concern hanging heavy in the air. He keeps his eyes down, and you can just see the look of utter defeat on his face. He finally speaks up, his voice sounding like he's just given up. South Korean society is too complicated, he says. It's different from what I was taught. Dad and mom comrade just stand there listening quietly. He folds his hands and ends with a defeated whisper. It's not easy to adapt. And then, out of nowhere, Dad comrade's voice booms out, firm and commanding. Don't talk like a weakling. Have you forgotten who you are? Our MC is completely stunned by this. He snaps his head up to look at his father. Dad comrade is staring him down with this intensely focused glare. A sudden realization hits our MC. He immediately snaps into a perfect military attention posture. I'm sorry. I'll make sure this never happens again, sir. Seeing him snap back to his usual self, Dad and mom comrade both break into gentle, proud smiles. We see our MC now, his expression focused and determined, looking right back at them. Cut to the next scene. Our MC is now at his desk, laptop open, furiously searching for keywords about South Korean society. And his internal monologue kicks in. I am North Korea's anti-South Special Operations Shadow Unit's top agent. A new, fiery motivation lights up his face. Mission failure is absolutely impossible. And we can see Dad and mom comrade peeking from the door. Watching him, their faces clearly happy and relieved that their son is back to normal. Now, the next day at school, our MC is at his desk, but he's just staring intently at the gloomy guy with this utterly confused look. The gloomy guy can feel the stare and is getting seriously confused himself. He turns around and asks, sounding concerned, did something happen yesterday? Meanwhile, our MC is having a total internal meltdown. This guy's a gang leader. Is it real? Burning with curiosity, our MC just comes right out and asks him, you were a gang leader in middle school, right? Hearing that, the gloomy guy is completely stunned. Our MC continues, Go Jin Suk told me. He said he was your errand boy. The gloomy guy's voice starts shaking as he tries to clarify. Back then I was too young and didn't know anything. It's not like that now. Our MC puts on this reassuring voice and says, don't worry, I don't keep errand boys like that. Then he flashes a proud smile and declares, showing a thumbs up, you and I are friends. The gloomy guy is just left there, confused by this weird statement. All he can manage is a slow, hesitant nod. Our MC keeps that proud smile and thumbs up, thinking to himself, good, that was natural. But to everyone else in class, he just looks completely ridiculous. Then the red hair guy walks into class. The gloomy guy sees him and immediately turns back, saying to our MC, anyway, I'm glad nothing happened yesterday. Our MC reassures him, don't worry, which just confuses the gloomy guy even more. Our MC adds, we're all going to be true friends now, while giving out a smirk. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the room calling out, Kong Jian. Our MC turns to look. It's the red hair guy, already sitting at his desk in the corner of the room. Our MC greets him with a cheerful smile. You got home safely yesterday? I had a great meal. The red hair guy just gives a simple nod and a smile. Lee Era and her friends are absolutely stunned, watching these two interact so casually. The gloomy guy is also totally thrown by this sudden friendly bond between our MC and the red hair guy. The whole class is looking at them, completely confused about how they're suddenly on speaking terms. Our MC walks over to the red hair guy and says, next time I'll treat you. Then the red hair guy just commands our MC to sit next to him. Our MC is stunned. But that seat belongs to Huang Woo-young. The red hair guy is still waiting. What are you doing? Not sitting. Our guy is just standing there, silently processing this. His mind is racing. This is the gang hierarchy being reorganized. And then it hits him. It means I become number 2. He quickly slides into the seat, sitting down with a super confident expression and a smug, like he's showing off his new number 2 position. As he sits there, he thinks things are proceeding smoothly and gives another smirk to the class, proud of his new status. The school day continues. Teachers come and go, classes proceed. But one seat remains visibly empty. Our MC looks at it and thinks, it shouldn't be that serious that Huang Woo-young missed school today. I went easy on him yesterday. Cut to the TJ Sports building. The loud, brutal noise of someone getting hit echoes through the MMA gym. We see Huang Wuyang shivering in pain, crouched on the floor while a man stands over him. The man suddenly strikes down with a wooden stick, landing a powerful smack across Wuyang's back. Wuyang howls in agony and collapses. The man screams at him, "You can't even handle one simple task properly?" Wuyang can only look up in pain. The man continues, his face twisted in anger. "To get your stupid ass into that special class. Do you know how much money I spent?" This man is Taejong Group's chairman, Huang Jae-cheol, his own father. A manager nearby speaks up with a concerned voice. Chairman, please stop now. I think he's understood enough." We see Wuyang painfully trying to crawl back to his feet. His father yells, "That family will have the president in the next election. Stay close to that idiot. Got it, bastard? If necessary, suck up to that idiot until his ass is raw." He finishes with a roar. "Now get lost if you understand. I can't stand looking at you." Wuyang silently, painfully gets to his feet. He leaves the MMA cage, his face a mask of pure despair and silent anger. The manager watches him leave, but then a voice roars again. "Did you look into it?" The manager jumps and turns around. It's Wuyang's father, his anger still burning, veins bulging on his forehead and neck. He demands, "What kind of family is it?" The manager responds, "He's the owner of the multinational company dealing with cryptocurrency called 11 Coin and security programs." Wuyang's father listens silently. The manager adds, "Their capital is quite solid too." Then, with an intense, angry look, Wuyang's father speaks. "Tell them to have dinner with us." The manager looks confused. "What? Then where should?" Wuyang's father cuts him off, his voice dangerous. At this gym, the manager is utterly stunned. He just bows politely and says, "Understood." We see the visible, boiling anger on the chairman's face, his veins bulging. Some bastard with no background butting into other people's business. Later, school ends. We see Lee Era heading to her car. She waves to our guy with a cheerful smile. "See you tomorrow." Our guy just casually waves back with a yeah. Our MC and the red hair guy are walking towards the red hair guy's car. The bodyguard is there, and he looks at our MC with a concerned expression. As they get closer, the bodyguard speaks directly to our MC. "Take good care of your parents." Our guy is just stunned and confused by that strange statement. His thoughts are cut off by the red hair guy waving and saying, "Then see you tomorrow." Our MC just nods and says, "See you too." The red hair guy and his bodyguard get into the G-Wagon and drive off. Our MC is left there, just contemplating what on earth the bodyguard meant by "take good care of your parents." Then, we see Dad Comrade pull up in his red Ferrari to pick him up. He says with a cheerful voice, "Let's go, my son." Our MC, still a little embarrassed, just nods and gets in. Cut to the evening. Dad Comrade, Mom Comrade, and our MC are all having dinner together, laughing and enjoying the meal. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. They all stop, confused about who could be visiting so late. They open the door to find the manager from TJ Sports standing there, greeting them politely. He introduces himself. Dad Comrade politely greets him back and asks, "What brings you here?" Meanwhile, our MC is instantly stunned by the sudden visit from TJ Sports' representative. The manager continues, his face completely blank and serious. "Our group's young master, Wuyang, was assaulted by your son." Mom and Dad Comrade are completely stunned and shocked by this revelation. They both turn to look back at our MC with expressions of pure shock and confusion. And our MC is just utterly confused and shocked by the manager's accusation. The manager just lays it all out for Dad Comrade and Mom Comrade with his totally straight face. He says, "The chairman has absolutely no intention of escalating this matter." Then he glances over at our MC and adds, "The chairman suggests that he and your father have dinner together." After hearing this, Dad Comrade just bursts out a concerning laugh and says, "Right, kids getting into a little scuffle." Mom Comrade giggles along too, but our main character, he's just completely stunned. His brain is still buffering, trying to process what's even happening. The manager calmly asks, If you have time, shall we go now? And Dad Comrade is immediately on his feet, like he's been waiting for this. Let's do that. Yes. Our MC starts moving towards Dad Comrade to join the meeting with the chairman. But then Dad Comrade shoots him a look, a real serious cross-eyed stare, and just commands stay home. Mom Comrade and MC snap to attention immediately, eyes wide open, tension radiating off them. They just stand there, frozen, as the door shuts behind Dad. Scene shifts to TJ Sports. The manager is leading the way, saying, "This way, please." Inside the MMA arena, we see Woo Young's father just sitting there, waiting, watching them walk in. Dad Comrade sees him, and with this super creepy smile, Woo Young's father says, "Our kid got beaten up pretty badly by your brat, didn't he?" Dad Comrade doesn't say a word, just keeps this gentle, neutral expression. The chairman presses him. "What are you going to do about it?" Dad Comrade just gives a gentle smile back and says, "What would you like us to do? If there's something you want, just say it." The chairman looks at him with this dangerous expression and commands, "Transfer your brat to another school." "Then I'll let it slide." Dad Comrade scratches his head and laughs it off. That would be a bit difficult. The kid's mother insisted on sending him to the best school in Korea, so it was hard to get him in. The chairman lets out this angry sigh and steps right up to him. He gets right in Dad Comrade's face, his expression pure rage, veins popping, teeth clenched. "Listen while I'm being nice, will you?" But Dad Comrade doesn't even flinch. He locks eyes with him and says, "Let's not create something we'll both regret." And BM. That's when the chairman unleashes a powerful slap right to Dad Comrade's face. "This bastard," he screams, his face completely twisted in anger. The sound of punches just echoes through the empty MMA ground. Dad Comrade is bent over, coughing from the hits. The chairman, rubbing his hand, says, "I'll end it here for today." He then grabs Dad Comrade by the hair, yanks his head up, and snarls, "Transfer your brat immediately. If you don't, I'll make sure you can't set foot on this land." He shoves the head down. "Got it." As he walks out, he orders his manager, give him plenty for medical expenses and settlement money. The manager just bows in agreement. "Yes, sir." Later, as the manager's car is pulling away, dropping Dad Comrade, the window rolls down and he holds out a check. "Please take this. This is for medical expenses." We can see Dad Comrade clearly now. One lens of his glasses is shattered. His face is all bruised up from the beating. He just looks at the check, doesn't even move to take it. The manager says, "Don't tell me. It's not enough?" He adds, "Just so you know, reporting to the police won't do any good. We sponsor them quite generously." Dad Comrade just turns to leave, saying, "That won't be necessary." The manager calls out, "The medical expenses aren't needed, right?" And then just tosses the check out of the car window at him. Dad Comrade just flicks it away, and he just walks away, clearly furious. The manager smirks and mutters, "Huh, so stupid." Next, we see Dad Comrade arriving home. Mom Comrade and MC are waiting for him at the dining table. MC jumps up when he sees him and stammers, Comrade." Both MC and Mom Comrade are totally shocked by his condition. MC asks, his voice full of concern and worry, Are you all right?" Dad Comrade doesn't say a word. He just holds up a hand to silence him and walks straight past them. Mom Comrade looks like she's about to explode with rage. Dad Comrade goes straight to his room, sits down in front of his computer screen, and starts working, fuming. "Son of a bitch, I'll show you who you messed with." He's holding his sore face, veins popping, that broken glasses lens just sitting there. Next day, we see the chairman at TJ Sports. He's in a super chilled mood, listening to songs and enjoying a cup of tea. Suddenly, the manager bursts in, totally panicking. "We have a big problem, chairman." The chairman is so annoyed. "Don't you know how to knock? Why are you making such a fuss this morning?" The manager is sweating bullets. "The company servers are all down." What's the IT team doing?" the chairman barks. "The IT team's computers are down too. The portal is down too." The manager cries. The chairman is shocked. "How did this happen?" Then the telephone starts ringing, and the manager adds, "Refund inquiries keep coming in from the sales links." The chairman slams the button on the phone and yells, "Why?" Suddenly, the manager gasps again, even more terrified. "Chairman, we have a big problem." The chairman loses it. "Now what's wrong with you?" "The bank suddenly contacted us, saying our accounts are frozen." The manager stutters. The chairman's face is a mix of tension, anger, and pure panic. What the hell? The whole day is passed with the chaotic experience for TJ Sports. We can see the tension on the chairman's face, contemplating the whole situation that has arisen. Then the chairman heard someone getting into his office and asked without looking, "Do you see any signs of this being resolved? What does the bank say?" He turns to his left as he says this and sees a woman, dressed in a full black jacket and a black hat, just standing there. It's Mom Comrade. "Who are you, lady?" the chairman demands. "What are the security guards doing? Letting random vendors in?" Mom Comrade locks eyes with him and says, "I put the people to sleep. You know the CCTVs are all down, right? We got a quick shot of the receptionist and guards all passed out cold on the floor." The chairman jumps up from his chair, furious. "What is this crazy bitch saying? I'm already stressed enough. Where do you think?" But suddenly he gets cut off. Our Mom Comrade quickly snatches his collar and in an instant pins him to the floor with insane strength. He can't resist at all, just lying there helpless. She pulls a syringe from her jacket pocket and says, "Do you know who you mess with?" The chairman is just confused. Who is she? What is she talking about? She continues, "Normally I would just kill. Be grateful to him." She holds a syringe ready. "I promised not to kill anymore." The chairman struggles, tries to get up, but he's completely powerless. He's scared for his life. "Instead," she says, injecting the syringe into his neck, "I'll wake you up in 3 years. When our Jian graduates from school, we can finally see the dangerous side of our Mom Comrade." The next day, we see Mom Comrade working in the kitchen and Dad Comrade is cleaning the dining table. Our MC is just about to leave for school. As he heads out, he says, "I'm off to school." When he turns back for a second look, he can clearly see the bandages and marks from the fight on Dad Comrade's face. Both Mom and Dad Comrade cheerfully see him off with a, "Have a good day at school." Our MC is just drowning in guilt. He says, "I'm sorry. Because of me." But Mom Comrade instantly flashes a bright smile and tells him, "Ho ho. So, you don't have anything to worry about. Mom and Dad solved everything. So don't worry and go to school." MC spins around, completely shocked, and just says, "What?" Mom Comrade just giggles. Scene shifts to school. Our MC is sitting at his new desk with red-haired guy next to him. Across the room, Liera chats with her friends, stealing glances at the MC. She flashes him a sweet smile. The MC returns it gently. But in the back of his mind, MC is still processing everything from yesterday. He thinks, in South Korea, parents interfere at the drop of a hat. Not easy. Not easy at all. His thoughts were interrupted by the red-haired guy, who asks, "Did you hear? Woo Young's dad collapsed and the company's shaking too." Hearing this, MC is completely stunned. The red-haired guy just speculates on what could have happened. Stroke? Heart attack? Something like that. Our MC is just left speechless, totally shocked. Then he suddenly gets a flashback to what Mom Comrade said this morning. Mom and Dad solved everything, so don't worry and go to school. Our MC is utterly stunned. But then he shakes off the thought, "No way, that can't be possible." Suddenly, Liera comes over to his desk. "Hey." MC looks up at her. Liera asks him, "What are you doing this weekend?" MC replies, "Weekend?" Then the red-haired guy chimes in, "Should we invite him too?" But Liera ignored the red-haired guy and says to our MC, "Come to my birthday party." The red-haired guy is visibly angry by this. MC is surprised. "Birthday party?" Liera adds, "I'm having my birthday party. You'll come, right?" MC gives her a gentle smile and answers, "Yeah, I'll definitely come." Liera's face lights up. "Great. I'll send you the location." The red-haired guy turns his head towards our MC. He's fuming with jealousy as our MC is getting all the attention. Now we see Woo Young entering the classroom. He looks at our MC and red-haired guy. He's stunned to see his seat is occupied by our MC. He ignored it and started walking to his new desk when Lee-era asks, "Ah, Woo Young, is your father okay?" Woo Young doesn't answer. He just goes and sits at his new desk, away from the red-haired guy. We can see the sadness all over Woo Young's face. Our MC just watches him in silence. Later, school is over. Our MC is waiting for Dad Comrade. But he didn't come pick him up today. He gets a flashback to the injuries on his face this morning. He thinks, since he's not feeling well, I guess I'll take the bus. Just then, a group of 3 students walk past on their way home. They greet him. Hey, our MC turns back and looks at them. One of them asks MC, "Going alone today?" MC thinks classmates and answers, Then the 3 of them make him an offer. Then want to go with us? They tell him, "We're taking the bus too." MC gives them a friendly smile and says, "Oh, well, I don't mind." The 3 look happy and introduce themselves. "Perfect. I'm Shin Yune. This is CEO Dong Jun. And this is my best friend, John Yi-ju." John Yi-ju says, Nice to meet you. Jian, we want to be friends with you too." MC is still a little surprised, but says, "Nice to meet you." Then Yune asks him, "Which area is your house in?" MC answers, "Banpo Blue Tower." The 3 of them are completely shocked. Their jaws drop to the floor. MC gets confused by their reaction. Yune says, "You're really rich. That's the most expensive apartment there." MC tells them, "It's my parents' place." Yune says, "Still, that's great. Our coaching is in that area too, so we could take the same bus." Then Yune excitedly tells MC, "Right? There's an amazing tekbaki place right in front of the academy. Want to go together?" MC is confused because he's never heard of this place. Tekbaki, the glasses guy tells him, "You can't resist that place." Yune adds in, "It's really delicious. You can look forward to it." So all 4 of them get on the bus and head for the tekbaki place. They reach the spot, and all 4 sit down at a table. The table is soon filled with all sorts of different dishes. Yi-ju is overwhelmed and says, "Yummy. This place's tekbaki really is the best." The glasses guy adds, "The best." Yune looks at our MC. Our MC picks up a bite. He's visibly confused by the dish. Then Yune asks him in a shocked way, "Don't tell me this is your first time eating tekbaki?" MC quickly says no. He puts the bite in his mouth, but suddenly he starts shooting fire out of his mouth. The spicy tekbaki kicks in. Everyone sees this, gets shocked, and then starts laughing by our MC's reaction. Meanwhile, our MC gasping and cooling down his tongue. Our MC drinks water restlessly. Thank you. Everyone is enjoying their meal when Yi-ju says to him, "Honestly, I was surprised. I thought you wouldn't get along with us." The glasses guy adds, "As soon as you transferred, you were hanging around with Jin Suk and Woo Young's crowd." MC gets a little confused hearing this. Yune explains to him, "We're in the special class too, but we're different from those guys." MC is pretty confused and asks, "I don't really understand what you mean. Can you explain it simply?" Yune tells him with a low self-esteem, "When we look at Era's friends or Jin Suk's side, we just feel kind of shabby." Yi-ju suddenly jumps up excitedly and cheerfully says, "But our Yune has never lost first place in the whole school. Isn't that amazing?" Our MC is still stunned. Yune speaks with embarrassment. "Those guys are all going to foreign universities anyway. I'm just taking advantage while they fight for first place." MC is speechless. He doesn't say anything, just thinks to himself, "These targets weren't in the files. These kids are ordinary South Korean students." Then all of a sudden, a voice echoes from behind them. "Hey, what's this?" A group of outsider kids are looking at them and saying, "Rich kids from the international school are hanging out in our spot?" MC looks confused by this. The outsiders are getting agitated. Why do these rich bastards come here and cause trouble? There's no space in the shop because of them. But we can visibly see the empty tables all around them. And then the outsiders adds in, "Do you want to take even the common people's space away?" We see Yune and her friends just lower their heads, sitting there scared. One of the outsiders yells, "Hey, when someone asks you a question, you should answer." Our MC just glances at them. He's clearly angry by their commotion.
The glasses boy jumps from his seat and with a trembling voice he says, "Let's go." Our MC looks at him, then slowly rises to leave. But before he can walk away, a hulking, muscular goon leans forward, mocking, "Just gonna leave like that?" The glasses guy stammers, trying to explain, "We just finished eating, so we were giving up our seats." Our MC glares in confusion. The muscular goon smirks. "You can't just leave like that. You guys are rich, right?" Our MC just stayed silent, processing everything with a confused look. He is furious. The muscular goon grabs the glasses boy's shoulder and sneers, "Buy us some food." The poor boy trembles uncontrollably, sweat dripping down his face. Seeing this, our MC steps forward. He grabs the goon's hand from his friend's shoulder and removes it. The entire room freezes. The goon's eyes widen in shock. No one has ever dared defy him like this. Our MC grips his hand tightly and asks, "Are you guys beggars?" The goon jerks his hand back, anger flashing across his face. "What?" From the back, the black-haired leader gives a smirk. "I thought only nerds went to that school, but looks like one of you has guts." Our MC glares at him, his eyes sharp like blades. The black-haired guy chuckles. "Usually if we scare them a little, they cough up their allowance money." But the MC growls, "You guys aren't beggars. You're robbers." The black-haired goon's face twists with rage hearing it. "Don't act tough. Just pay for the meal and you can return to your academy comfortably." He gives out an evil laugh saying it. Yune and her friends tremble in fear, their faces pale. Our MC with a provoking voice said, "Since you put it that way, we can't just let you leave." The goon leader is confused by the sudden statement. Before the tension snaps, Yune suddenly pulls out cash, her hands shaking. "We'll pay the bill. He just transferred recently, so he doesn't know better." The black-haired leader snorts, mocking, "Haha, what now?" He was acting all tough and cool. But our MC clenches his fist in front of Yune, assuring her, "Nothing will happen, so don't worry." Fear and worry are etched across her face. Our MC speaks with confidence. "My family is rich. We live on the royal floor of Banpo Blue Tower." Everyone freezes. The goons stare in shock. Even Yune and her friends gasp in confusion and shock. Then, calmly, our MC pulls out a thick bundle of cash, smirking. The goon's eyes light up with greed, practically drooling. "How about it?" he taunts, flashing the money. "Feeling like having a conversation now?" The leader studies him coldly, while his lackeys grin like hyenas at the sight of cash. Scene shifts to outside. In the back alley of Tegbaki restaurant, the two groups face off. Tension crackles in the air. Our MC surveys the area, thinking, "There is no CCTV surveillance here. It's safe." The goons whisper among themselves. "Why is this bastard so confident?" one asked. "They're offering allowance money, so who cares?" the other replied laughingly. Our MC's glare burns hotter, his classmates trembling behind him. Our MC finally snaps. His gaze hardens, locking onto the bullies with pure, unfiltered rage. In a flash, he moves. A vicious right hook connects with the first goon's face. The impact is brutal, and the guy drops to the floor like a sack of potatoes. Immediately, he grabs the second bully's arm, wrenching it with a sickening crack that dislocates the shoulder. The bully screams out in agony. But our hero is already onto the big, muscular guy. He doesn't hold back, driving his fingers straight into the bully's throat. The goon clutches his neck, gasping for air as he collapses. And for the finale, he turns to the leader. In one swift, lethal motion, he grabs the leader's neck and gives it a sharp, final twist. It's over in an instant. But then, whoosh, the entire violent fantasy just vanishes. It was all in his head. Our MC remembers his classmates are right behind him, watching. "If I actually go that far, they'll grow suspicious about me." Agreed. I need to be careful here. Just then, one goon steps forward, flexing. His grin drips with pride as he growls. "Do you know who we are? We're from Seoul Physical Education High School's boxing team. Bastard." And without warning, boom! He throws a massive punch straight at the MC. But, what's this? The MC tilts his head, calmly dodging. The fist cuts through empty air. Gasps erupt. Everyone is stunned. The MC smirks, mocking, "Are you really an athlete?" Yune and her friends freeze in shock, hearts pounding. The goon roars in fury, winding up another punch. But before he can crack, the MC's fist slams into his chin with explosive power. The thug's face distorts, his neck twists violently, and he crashes to the ground like a lifeless doll. The once mighty boxer is down, in just one punch. The black-haired leader stares, eyes wide with disbelief. His lips tremble as he mutters, "One punch?" Then he erupts in rage, screaming, "This damn bastard!" He then ordered his men, "Stay still." The MC narrows his eyes, confused. The black-haired leader smirks arrogantly. "Do you know Wu Yang?" The MC frowns, thinking, "Huang Wu Yang." The leader laughs. "Yeah, he used to be in the same circle as me. Hasn't Wu Yang educated you yet?" Confusion and shock flicker across the MC's face. The leader sneers, giving his command, "Pay tribute, 500,000 won every month." His teeth glint in a vicious smile. "Do that and we won't touch your school kids. How about it?" The MC clenches his jaw, thoughts darkening. Is this guy the worst of the worst? The leader steadies himself, preparing to say, "If possible." Our MC glare, quietly listening. The leader laughs, shouting, "Think about it," while getting beaten up, and then he charges. The black-haired goon rushes at full speed toward our MC, full of rage. Fists like pistons, eyes like a predator. Teeth clenched, he barrels forward for a decisive strike. Our MC's eyes widen, reading the leader's movement. The black-haired goon fires a wild punch after wild punch. But our MC slips, ducks, and dodges with utmost perfection. The leader gives out a massive, evil grin. He started enjoying it. Now the leader winds up for the one blow to end this. He gathers all his strength, every ounce of anger, and lunges. Our MC stands perfectly still. The leader's fist tears through the air, giving out an evil grin while throwing the punch. Our MC is shocked by his expression. Yune and the classmates shut their eyes tight, bodies locked in terror. She looks up, her forehead beads with sweat. But then she gets shocked by the visual in front of her eyes. The leader is completely frozen, his punch hanging uselessly in the air. And our MC, he didn't even break a sweat. He just casually blocked that powerful punch with a simple, almost lazy kick, standing there in a ridiculously cool pose. This is pure aura farming, level 1000. The leader is confused and shocked. The grin instantly vanishes from his face. Our MC gives a look, sharp, cool, a lash of style that says he knows exactly what he's doing. The leader, roaring with fury, spits venom. "This bastard, you really need to be taught a lesson." His eyes bulge with rage, a beast unleashed. But our MC doesn't blink. He steps in and plants his boot onto the leader's chest in a merciless stamp, holding him down, gaze ice cold, while the others stand stunned. Our MC is looking down with a blank face, both locked eyes, neither willing to back down. Suddenly, a police officer appeared, glaring sharply at them. "What do you think you guys are doing?" The outsider goons froze, startled and shaken. Frustration burned across their leader's face. Then, in a panic, the four of them bolted. "Run, quick!" They shoved the officer, knocking him into the wall before dashing away. Just before escaping, the leader cast a venomous glare at our MC. But our MC didn't flinch. His eyes burned with fury as he returned the stare. The leader turned to run. And then, MC yanked his phone from his pocket, aimed, and hurled it like a weapon. It smashed against the leader's neck with such force that he collapsed hard onto the floor. Twisting on the ground, the leader let out a furious, humiliated cry. More officers rushed in, grabbing the leader and our MC. "These bastards!" one of them shouted. Another barked out, "Chase the others! Don't let them get away!" But MC's glare never once left the fallen leader. Scene shifts to the police station. Our MC and the leader sat opposite one another, locked in silent hostility. Nearby, an officer was taking statements from Yune and her friends. "We weren't really fighting," said the boy with glasses. "Those guys kept." Iju's voice faltered. "Kept what?" the officer pressed. "Kept asking us for money." She continues with a shaken voice. The officer turned toward the leader. "Is that true? Did you extort them?" The leader clenched his jaw but said nothing. "Do you even understand how serious extortion is?" The officer snapped furiously. Finally, the leader spoke, his voice dripping with disdain. "We go to the same academy. I just asked to borrow some money for food. And they refused, didn't they?" He glared at Yune's group. They looked tense, disappointment written on their faces. "Then why fight?" the officer roared. "If you don't answer properly, you all have to go to the police station and rewrite your statements. Got it? We're the victims here," Yune shouted in frustration. The leader smirked, twisting the truth. "Victims? My friend got beaten up by this bastard. Who's the victim now?" Shock rippled through Yune and her friends. "That's because you all ganged up on Jian," Yune fired back. "Right? Exactly," the boy with glasses added. "Quiet. All of you, do you want to rewrite your statements?" The officer slammed his hand against the desk. "Tisk!" The leader clicked his tongue in frustration. The room fell silent. Through it all, MC hadn't spoken once. His thoughts churned heavily. "This is getting messier than I thought." Suddenly, the door opened and a man stepped inside. "Hello. I heard one of my students is here." Our MC looked at him. The leader's eyes widened in shock. "Teacher?" The teacher's glare bore down on the trembling boy. Then he bowed to the officers. "I'm sorry. I'm that bastard's teacher." "Ah, hello," the officer greeted back. "Did he do something serious?" the teacher asked. "Nothing major," the officer explained. "We just responded to a civilian report. No real victims." The teacher lowered his head deeply. "I'll discipline him thoroughly. Please forgive this incident." "Yes, yes," the officer replied. "I was a fan of Chu Xiansu. Please make sure he doesn't cause more trouble." The leader seethed, his face twisted with resentment. But the teacher suddenly grabbed him by the ear, yanking him to his feet. "Arg!" the boy screamed in pain. "Someone about to debut is wasting time brawling with civilians?" the teacher roared. The leader winced, then the teacher's eyes shifted to our MC. They locked for a moment, and the teacher faltered, unsettled by the boy's unyielding stare. Without releasing his grip, he dragged the leader out. "Follow me, you brat. I can walk on my own," the boy sputtered, embarrassed. Our MC remained still, quietly processing everything. "You kids can leave too, once your guardians arrive," the officer said at last. Our MC stepped outside. A Ferrari pulled up, and the dad comrade emerged, still bandaged, yet carrying himself with cool composure. "Hey!" he called out with a loud smile. "My son." But guilt was written all over the boy's face. The scene shifts to MC's house. Later that night, the three of them sat around the table. Dad Comrade's tone was stern. "Comrade, do you even understand what you did?" "I'm sorry," the boy muttered. "Honey, they bullied his friends," Mom Comrade said softly. Our MC hung his head, speechless. "That's unacceptable," Dad Comrade barked. "I told you. These things must be handled before they reach the police. South Korea is an information society. Everything gets recorded." "I'm sorry." His voice was weak. He couldn't even lift his head to meet their eyes. Mom Comrade reached across the table and took his hand. "Don't be so crushed, son. It all worked out in the end." But despair washed over him. He clenched his fist tightly. South Korea is really complicated, he thought bitterly. "Are you going to keep acting like a fool?" Dad Comrade thundered. Our MC slammed his fist against the table, lifting his head with burning resolve. "No, this will never happen again." Later that night, alone in his room, he sat before his computer, diving into research. Police stations, academy violence, criminal records, extortion laws. He consumed every piece of information he could find. Next morning, our MC boarded the bus to school. Flashback. Last night, he told his parents, "I'll take the bus from now on. Don't come to pick me up." At the gates, his eyes widened in shock. One of the goons from yesterday was talking with Wu Young. What? Why are they together? The goon spotted him and immediately fled. Our MC stepped up to Wu Young. "Do you know those guys?" "It's none of your business," Wu Young said coldly, brushing past him. Then a voice called out from behind. "Jian." He turned. Yune and her friends were there to greet him. Before he could respond, the Mercedes G-Wagon rolled up to the curb. From it stepped the red-haired boy, his bodyguard following close behind. The red hair guy's sharp eyes locked onto our MC. The MC and his new friends stared back.
Thanks for watching. You're tuned in to Kira Reads Daily. Let's set a small target. 100 likes. Once we hit it, I'll drop the next episode right away. So don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. See you in the next video.